Hello everyone. In this video I want to briefly talk about Project 2. Project 2 starts on page 597 of your book, and in this project you are going to be setting up a business called Valley Bikes. It is a business that sells inventory, it sells product, but it doesn't provide services. So it's a little different than the companies that we worked with from chapters 12 through 15 because those businesses were both selling goods as well as selling services. This business in Project 2 is just selling goods. So it's actually a little simpler because of that. So when you go through this project, it's worth 150 points, so it's considerably more points than individual chapters, which were worth 50 points each. You're going to set up the chart of accounts again. You are going to enter beginning balances into the system. You're going to set up some defaults for your vendors. You're going to enter some vendors. You're going to do the same kind of thing for your accounts receivable. You're going to set up the defaults and enter some customers into the system. Then you're going to set up payroll, and you're going to enter employees, and then you're going to enter some inventory defaults and create a couple of inventory items. And then once you get done with the setup, you're going to enter a series of transactions starting on page 609 of our book. And a couple of notes here. So when you're setting up the payroll, especially for the employee and company defaults, on that screen where you enter those account numbers that are going to be associated with those different payroll taxes, make sure that you click the OK button and don't close it out, because otherwise it won't save, and I'll mark you off considerably for that. So that's a very common mistake. When you record the transaction starting on page 609, remember that if you're receiving an invoice from a vendor, that's a bill to you. And then when you make sales on account to your customer, that goes to the sales and customers area of Sage, and you're going to create an invoice there. So just be careful with the word invoice. You receive invoices and you create invoices and send them to customers. When you receive an invoice, that's a bill to you. All right, so then another thing to watch out for too is your cash sales. We took a look at cash sales, I believe in chapter 13 and 14 there were some examples of that, so make sure to review those details about how to record cash sales. When you get to the part where you set up the payroll, be sure to look at the Canvas page for the Project 2 assignment. I'm going to pull that up real quick because some of the steps are going to be different than what you're going to see on the screen because of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So once again, when you set up employees in the system on the withholding info tab, make sure to check that box to show that the employee uses a W-4 prior to 2020. That will allow you to enter the number of withholding allowance that are described in the book. And then also when it comes to reconciling the state bank account, you're not going to use the bank statement that's in the book on page 611. Instead, you're going to use this one that I provided on Canvas. So make sure that you do that. And the list of reports that I want from this project are detailed here on screen. This is also on the Project 2 assignments page. The reason why there are two balance sheets in the list is this first balance sheet from page 601 is just reflecting your beginning balances, whereas this balance sheet on page 612 is reflecting all of the transactions that you recorded during the period. If you have any questions, need any help, let me know.